Yes.
Bro, what? I had to get rid of him.
He was being toxic.
Every time he does this every day, man.
Why are you unbanning him? Just keep him
I don't
banned,
know,
Like,
bro. Man.
go. One more to go.
Welcome, everybody, to the Onward VR Master League Season 12, Week 6. My name is Nightfire with 2 E's. I am your sole conductor in today's adventure. The venues showcase that should be exciting, to say the least, to tune into today. Nordic Tactic versus Hell from Above. Two teams that have done well so far this season, had some very powerful wins against strong teams, and have managed to secure themselves mid to upper positions in the ladder, currently in that gold division, ranked 23rd and 24th overall. So going to be a top tier, a high tier to say the least, game today. Should be very exciting to watch these two teams duke it out. Nordic Tactic not being cast yet this season, and coming in since season 11, not a lot of opportunity to be in the spotlight, so to speak. If we go back and look at their season 11 history, only one game cast in the entirety of season 11 as well. So if anything, a bit of a dark horse in terms of understanding of tactics and how they're going to be coming in and playing here today. Hell from Above, on the other hand, have been around since also season 11, kind of taking that that 3 namesake. We've seen that before. I think they are... I thought they were a rebrand, but maybe I'm wrong. Coming in season 11, yeah, Dallas creating the team. Season 11, the current captain for Hell from Above. They also have been, well, I think they've had a little bit more attention on them, at least this season, at least last season in particular. They had 3 casts coming in on their season 11 history. Looking at season 12, I think we caught one early on where they went up against Pantheon and had a tough season start. So both teams certainly, again, going to be experienced and bringing in a good bit of tactical knowledge to these maps here today, which we should start to talk about. For those that don't know, for those that are just tuning in, for those that are stopping by on venues, Horizon Venues, Facebook or YouTube, we appreciate you all for hanging out. This is Onward. It is the VR Master League. It is a community-run esports league. Search and destroy style game mode, 5 versus 5. Nordic Tactic is the home team, and so there's a map pool to select from, in which case they get to ban the first map. Hell from Above bans the second map, and so we have both Hook and Downfall off the table here today so far, for our 2 bans. Not going to be in that map pool. It does leave us with some other options from that that new custom map pool. Every 5 weeks, we rotate in new maps into the map pool, and so this is the first week that we've had the addition of some of these new maps that we've been seeing played here today, like Arctic, which is where we are going to be headed for map number 1, a super close quarters map that I'm very interested to see these two teams duke it out on. I'm looking at the active rosters now, and I'm only seeing 4 versus 4, so we may be hopping into that for round 1. Hopefully, eventually, both teams do have 5, or at the very least, we start with 5. But as we wait for these lobbies to populate, I can go ahead and give you an idea of who the active rosters are for today. It does look like, okay, they are climbing in. We should have a 5v5. From Nordic Tactic, we have Captain Lardax, Destroyer, Peace Seller, Just Pete, and we're waiting on their 5th to pop into the lobby. And over on Hell from Above, we have Sin of Russia, Popcorn Ranger, Agitated Bard, Doc 9, and JYXOE. Jaiso? That's probably what I'm going to go with. But we'll have to see in the heat of the moment what comes out of my mouth. For now, I guess Jaiso is what I'll until I'm corrected. But Arctic, again, where we are headed for map 1, and again, a close quarters map. This should be pretty dang exciting to watch these two teams duke it out on. It's going to be a very high intensity start to this series. And when we go and look back at match history, for in particular Nordic Tactic and Hell from Above, they've already played this season. They had a 8-9 series, and I think Nordic Tactic lost. Hell from Above coming out on top there. Now Nordic Tactic is the home team, and so if they can manage to take this to a map 3 decider, they will have that 3rd map pick available to them. So a bit of an advantage, some would say, to be able to be that home team. I'm not sure even how home team is generated. I think it's random, but don't quote me on that. And yeah, we'll see if it'll be a different sort of outcome here for Nordic Tactic, or if Hell from Above can pile on another W. Again, we are just waiting for everyone to hop into lobby, and we should be diving in to map number 1. There is the final 5th for Nordic Tactic, Luton 8. And so we have the full lobby in and ready to go. Super excited to catch both of these teams here today, in particular Nordic Tactic. Like I said, not a lot of match history, only 1 game cast from them in their entirety of their existence on the VRML. If anything, that is a scolding that I need to send to myself, because we certainly have been trying to get all of these teams cast throughout the course of this season, which has been a challenge. If you don't know, VRML, a very large esports league. We have over 100 active teams in Onward alone. Echo Arena, I think over 400, but we're in the off season, so likely to grow as we get closer to season start. And Pavlov, also a sizable amount of teams. So if you are considering joining, I guess is what I'm getting at, there is plenty of new teams that have joined the league that you could hop into. But what you're going to be watching here today is very practiced and
We're going to be in this whole thing. You want me in this building?
tactical gameplay from both of these teams here today, as Popcorn Ranger tucks in, Sin of Russia charges forward, and early smokes coming in from Nordic Tactic to blind this long lane. It is an early line of sight that can be picked up, and so they're trying to deny that vision and play it relatively fast. I do think this is just their setup phase, though. And Nordic Tactic are just going to try and get first across the street, which they've done with those 3, but I'm not sure what Just Pete and Luton 8 will be doing. Maybe they're just watching for an aggressive flank as they now connect with the other 3 across that street. Luton 8 now, that smoke's going to dissipate. They do try and cross. They're not going to be detected. There is no angle picked up here from Hell from Above. Just Pete and Luton are both clearing this as well. Turn on lasers so you can see their lines of sight. And to Hell from Above's credit, they are playing a very disciplined defense, at least what I like to call disciplined defense. They are waiting for Nordic Tactic to get close to the objective. You can see all of their angles. The earliest one that is going to pick up a kill really is probably Doc 9. And so everyone else just playing it very patiently, listening for anything, communicating if they hear anything to their left. I think Jaiso right there likely hearing Peace Seller and communicating that to the team. Doc 9, if they're it's going to be so hard for Doc to hear Destroyer because you have this generator. It's a good lane to push up. Ooh, and Peace actually gets one. C4 detonated for a quick refrag. But Destroyer is now in green room and finds Doc 9 by rotating in through that doorway. It opens up entry here. Jaiso is watching some of this, but doesn't have the full coverage. If they want to go for it too, they have Captain Lardax, who is very much watching this corner. Is going to see the elbow peek there, and Lardax actually finds Popcorn over the top first before catching Jaiso. Jaiso somehow undetected here as Destroyer confirms the kill on the Sin of Russia. Jaiso the lone defender now as Nordic Tactic overwhelm this defense, taking control of that east side. A powerful start for them, maybe a wake-up call to hell from above. But even with a team kill, Nordic Tactic, actually that was the only death I think they had on that Marsoc push. So a tough start for hell from above, but again, Arctic is crazy. It's new to the VRML. Season 12, the first time it's been played here in the map pool rotation. It is very close quarters. Every objective is cappable, and it reminds me a bit of Cargo in terms of size, although it is just a touch larger, has a little bit more variance, but again, not a lot of room, not a lot more room here. As Nordic Tactic and Hell from Above are going to be continuing to square away on these very close quarters map. Again, for those that maybe aren't sure what they're tuning in here for, this is Onward. It is a 5 versus 5 mil sim. One team attacks the objective, the other team defends. Typically, the team in orange defends. Well, always. The team in orange defends, the team in blue attacks. That is Volk and Marsoc, respectively. Every 2 rounds, the objective changes, and every round, the teams switch sides. So Nordic Tactic were just attacking this objective and killed the enemy team. That secured them 1 point. If they had captured the objective, that would have given them 2 points. Nordic Tactic now switches sides and goes on defense. And so if they can kill the enemy team and prevent them from killing them or capping, then they will get another point. So an opportunity for a 2-0 start here from Nordic Tactic, and we'll have to see what we get as we start up into round number 2. Nordic Tactic setting up in very different positions. I was going to say similar, at least on objective, but very different in terms of getting aggressive here, with both Lardax pushing way past the green room and Lutenate watching up through the center, waiting to see if there's any aggressive rotations through that middle lane. And Lardax is actually going to catch Sin of Russia out early. Lutenate, hearing footsteps and whatnot, is going to throw some utility out. Lardax applies more pressure. I think that flash catches Jaiso. And off of these kills, Lutenate gets a little bit more aggressive. Health from above are down to 2 in a very quick flash. Popcorn Ranger closest to OBJ as Doc 9 finds Lutenate, who was very close to catching Popcorn Ranger out. Peace Seller is prone there. Should have the ankles of Popcorn if they're not ready. Popcorn goes down as Peace bites the ankles. And we pop back over to the other side where Doc 9 is battling with Lardax on this corner, realizing they're the only one left alive in a 1v3, but maybe not privy to that information. Either way, a great start for Nordic Tactic. Their map pick coming out with that offensive round, now seemingly catching hell from above unprepared with a very aggressive defensive swing from both Lardax and Lutenate. Unfortunately, we do see there a disconnect coming through from Hell from Above, so I think they lost one before they died. And so that's a very unfortunate reality there. That could have been a 2v3 right now, but it is up to Doc 9 on their lonesome trying to rotate in. Lardax has dropped off, and so Doc actually has some room to work. And as we go into this hush state, we now wait for Doc 9 to sort of analyze their situation ahead of them. We saw them there pillaging for resources, managing to get a smoke that is tossed into a pretty good position. Does force Lardax to rotate off. But Doc in no way able to capitalize off of this rotation. And so if anything, the smoke just a audio distraction as Doc maybe sets up for a long rotation to the other side. I unfortunately think that the best approach is to go, you know, where the enemy is or was. Of course, Doc 9 not aware of where Lardax is, so they're a little bit more cautious about approaching from that side. Instead, opt up to go through the center where they could run in to very good positions from both Just Pete and Peace Seller. They have these angles underneath the cars that are going to be very hard to root out. So Doc 9 going to have a tough job ahead of him here. Yeah, and Doc expecting that prone position, peeks for it, but the trade comes through, and Nordic Tactic with 2 left alive snag another point. Up 2-0 they go. As we now just wait for Hell from Above to hopefully reconnect their 5th. There is the quick reconnect. Agitated Bard popping right in as soon as the round ends. And so hopefully Hell from Above can get something going here. Doc with 4 kills definitely breathes a little life into that team. If nobody picks up anything there, it's a lot harder of a start for this HFA team. But, you know, first 2 rounds tough. We now change objectives, stay on that east side, but go more towards the middle. An objective that is very hard to defend. So an opportunity for Nordic Tactic to put something together here on the attack if Hell from Above aren't careful. And I'm sure they're thinking cap here. I mean, what a better way to start the series than kicking it off with their map pick 4-0. And, you know, I don't want to say Hell from Above's not prepared because it just doesn't seem like they're able to get into a rhythm, really. These first 2 rounds just... That first round in particular, it just feels like they got caught off guard. They had defensive positions set up, but everyone got picked off. And then the second round, they had a disconnect, and I think that kind of threw their energy off a little bit too. So now, round 3, everyone's in lobby, everyone's ready. They've got a few kills into their belts. Maybe a better defense coming out here from Hell from Above, and maybe we'll see a bit more of a prepared defensive strategy that can defend against the Nordic Tactic attack, because right now, Nordic Tactic is looking good, up 2-0 on their map pick. Exactly how they would want to start this series. Hell from Above need this next round.
You can't make it in, just bob back and forth and just be sketchy.
Move it.
In there, just sit right here.
Bomb on the bomb.
Could run into some early action here if Doc 9 is ready for a fast swing. Peace Seller is looking for any sort of action off of the corner. There's Destroyer now, and a little bit of a new gun there coming in from Doc 9. Doesn't connect, though. Very risky peek to be taken. Center Russia able to even the odds, though, as they challenge one through that far. Oh, the opposite side, a flank coming in. able to get one. That procs Just Pete to rotate around, and a lot of eyes drawn into Sin of Russia as they get a bit over aggressive. Just Pete on the other side. Sin of Russia has to charge in through the center, and they've managed to thread the needle through this offense. Maybe an opportunity for Sin of Russia to flank, or at the very least catch Captain Lardax out. I don't think they're going to be ready for Captain Lardax, though. What a strange offensive position to be in. Doesn't hear the footsteps. Sin of Russia continues to run. Meanwhile, back on objective, Destroyer and Peace Seller are challenging. We're going to have to keep an eye on Sin of Russia, who's finally here to catch out Destroyer. Peace Seller now cautious that they are getting hit from multiple angles. Sin of Russia almost gets team killed there. Peace Seller able to live another day. Is Sin of Russia worried that it could be a teammate doesn't take the shots or doesn't identify one inside? Nordic Tactic are down to 3. A better defense here and a more aggressive one from Hell From Above.
I traded with him. He's dead.
Ooh, Just Pete catches one off the back, confirming another. Just like that, Hell From Above are missing 2, and we're into a 2-2. Popcorn Ranger inside green room looking for the Captain Lardax trade. Jaiso is there to catch out an overconfident Captain. Just Pete now the lone attacker in a 1v2. 1v2, not insurmountable. Popcorn Ranger not ready for Just Pete to be all the way over here. And with 3.5 left, Pete's got a lot of time to work. Again, a cap locks in this map, and Pete could sneak up here under the audio of these generators and punch in the code. I don't think it's something they're considering. They could actually also cap inside green room. Oh, and Pete acts gonna spot Jaiso's toes. A great bounce back for the Nordic Tactic offense. What was looking like a round into the hands of Hell From Above quickly changes hands. That 4-2 suddenly into a 2-2, suddenly into a 1v1, and the final kill getting locked in there. Again, Arctic proving to be fast. It's the 3rd time I think we've seen it picked this week, as it has again been reintroduced into the map pool, and it just seems like Hell From Above, they are prepared. They do have their strats. They're very much practiced on this map, so I'm not even going to say they're not ready. That last round looked good, but the momentum definitely in Nordic Tactic's hands right now. And a big round coming up from Hell From Above. Obviously, as we get into that map point, Nordic Tactic just need to lock in this defensive rotation here, and they will take this map 4-0. Hell From Above obviously want to avoid that scenario. So I do expect to see I don't know if a cap attempt is in the cards here, but depending on how Nordic Tactic roll out and what sort of early action we see, it could be something that ends up in the cards. As we go into round 4, the Canadian squad doing well, 3-0 lead here today. I wonder what the connoisseur votes were online. We'll have to take a look. I wonder if we're going to see more caution. Doesn't seem to me that there is much caution as Luton 8 tosses C4 onto the corner. That could be powerful. Detonated as it doesn't get around far enough. It's in a Russia actually taking the long angle does prompt shots and can communicate now. Luton doesn't want to even take shots to confirm. Oh, and then swings out to find a Jaiso. Doc 9 there, finally. The new gun in this patch gets a kill. Another going down on the opposite side. Just Pete tries to get a frag into that alleyway, but can't. The flash goes a bit wide. Popcorn Ranger. Oh no, DC here, and off of that DC, Peace Seller swings wide to catch 2. Hell from above, not having a good time as Doc 9 does see Just Beat, finds 1. Lardax on objective. Doesn't get picked up. And Doc actually has the advantage on this side here. A lot of rotations need to come in from this defense to get comfortable and properly defend. And Doc should be able to catch these out. I doubt Lardax will be ready. And the 1v3, not something that's insurmountable. Oh, and the team kill is going to help. That team kill may actually really hurt them. Destroyer seems to be going on an aggressive swing wide. Far away from OBJ. If Lardax goes down, again, that cap opportunity could present itself. It could become in the cards. Doc 9 hearing the comms to their left. Oh, and now the footsteps here. No, it's not going to be ready. Expecting it to the right. Lardax swings to catch the kill. Nordic Tactic are up 4-0 on map 1. And again, well, unfortunate disconnect scenario there from Hell from Above on that map. And there's a lot of work to be done here from this HFA team. Again, I don't think that was really a good presentation of what they're capable of as a squad. I don't think they ever really got their footing in this map, and that's to Nordic Tactics' credit. They were able to capitalize on some of these unfortunate disconnect issues and also on that early round win. I think it set the tone entirely for map 1. Map 2 now up to Hell from Above, and so we wait to see where that map 2 takes us. Hopefully no more connection issues that we'll run into here for Hell from Above. As a, again, rough start for them on map 1. Not what they were looking for here, but exactly what Nordic Tactic needed. They have lost once before to HFA. It was very close, and I presume they do not want that to happen again. And despite the first map there going very well for the likes of Nordic Tactic, the close quarters, I mean 4-0 there out the gate. Hell from Above decide to sort of challenge their most recent Arctic outcome as they go to another close quarters map. Cargo, and as I said, you know, Arctic feels like Cargo in terms of close quarters and size. And so it's interesting to see this being the map pick, and it might not be, as we are doing a lobby reset. So I will reserve my full opinion until we solve our technical difficulties and get back in to our second map of the day. Shout out to everyone that is tuning in here this afternoon. I really do appreciate all of you stopping by to enjoy the action. It so far has been a great series for at least Nordic Tactic. I think this could really shift in map 2. We could have a 4-0 swing into the hands of Hell from Above, but they need to get their momentum. They need to get into the rhythm. They've just had a map taken from underneath from out of their hands, and they now get to go to their comfort zone. And so Arctic is new, and although it is similar to Cargo, it's very different. Obviously, the layout, the way it's played, the objective locations. Cargo, a map that very likely Hell from Above more comfortable with, more practiced on. It's why they chose it, and so we will see what that map 2 delivers. It might not even be their choice as well. We have to wait and see what map 2 is. And yeah, it does look like we could be headed to a subway for map 2, which does sort of fall in line with line up with Cargo, but it's a very different map. Still close quarters, but
Oui, mais là, je suis sur l'internet de l'espace, fait que je suis pas sûr.
opportunity, I suppose, to flank and surround more here than there is in cargo. The strategies you see here oftentimes involve branching out, spreading your team far and wide, and then approaching from there. Do bear with me as we sort, again, the new lobby and tech issues out here. But an interesting map 2 choice. You know, in terms of similarities to Arctic, I mean, it is very different. The pacing here going to be much slower. But depending on what objective you can get some pretty quick spawns, some very fast action, some early 30-second trades. And so, you know, Arctic was so fast that I don't really know if it's going to impact this second map much. You know, it certainly did go well for Nordic Tactic. They obviously locked that in very fast, but again, I don't think Nordic Tactic saw a clean Hell from Above team and Hell from Above again, not in that rhythm all throughout that map. So map 2, their choice. We'll have to see what they can do. Hopefully you don't want to suffer any more tech difficulties and we can be into the action soon enough. We're currently waiting for the lobby to populate and for the rest of the Nordic Tactic team to pop into the lobby. While we have this downtime, I suppose it does give me a moment to hypothesize that maybe they're bringing in some substitutes. The current limit to a roster is 8 players on a team. You obviously only have 5 in a game at a time, and most teams do field 8. I believe Nordic Tactic is one of those teams that fields 8. So they do have those extra reservists to dip into. And the reason you have those reservists oftentimes is because, let's say there is one of your players excels at Subway in particular and will be coming in here confident and fresh. You did just win 4-0, so I would think you would take your same 5. But, again, that strategy is something we do see from top-tier teams, the likes of Beginners coming to mind, where they will substitute in players depending on the map, depending on the score line, and it works well for them. We've seen teams sort of take that up as a motto, and we are not going to see any subs here today. If I am correct, Nordic Tactic having the same 5 from their successful Arctic map win, and Hell from Above sticking with their same 5. I don't believe Hell from Above fields that full 8-man roster, 8-person roster, so interesting to see no subs from both sides. I guess expected from HFA. Round 1 will be starting south stairs for those in the know. Hell from Above on the attack to start things off. Nordic Tactic on the defense. And so really they can keep this energy alive. If they can manage to put up a solid defensive round here, it'll be 5 unanswered points into their pockets. And that's when the momentum can transfer over onto this map and really start to shut HFA down. We'll just have to see if HFA can bounce back again. I don't feel like they've been in their rhythm, so matter of time. We now wait for teams to ready up and fire it up for round 1. We again have everybody in, so it's just me chatting to everyone that is hanging out here. Whether you're on twitch.tv/VRMasterLeague, Facebook, YouTube, or Horizon venues, we do appreciate you for hanging out. You can catch these games live every Saturday and Sunday, 6 p.m. PST, Sunday at 12 p.m. PST. So tomorrow, we'll have Boss Fight versus No Fun Intended. That will be a very high-tier EU matchup that you will not want to miss. Boss Fight with the Woods brothers on their team is a powerhouse of a squad right now, and they're going to be fun to tune into. So definitely stop by tomorrow at 12 p.m. PST for that matchup.
All right.
And also, stick around for this one as we finally get into round one. HFA on the attack.
Wait. Are you Bard?
Round one kicking off.
Yeah, I thought you were Doc Nine.
Your character model.
No.
And as we follow along, we'll see what the rollout looks like from HFA. It seems you're going to send 2 up catwalk, which can result in some very early engagements. Although Nordic Tactic not investing in one that far out and actually playing a very reserved defense. It looks to be that Destroyer is simply playing an audio radar almost, if you will. They peek from time to time to see if anyone's on that corner and listen for any sort of footsteps that are going on behind them on the other side of the map. Right now, they should be able to actually hear Popcorn Ranger and Sin of Russia. And obviously, peek out to catch Agitated Bard. Peek up. Peace Seller catches out Sin of Russia. The nade comes out to flash out Jaiso, but I don't think it does. Jaiso there, ready and waiting, can't find the kill. Nordic Tactic quickly shut down the HFA attack in round one, and another great nade. Is that a nade? Yes, it is. They're gonna be able to run away in time as Popcorn does quickly retreat. Calls out that they're down, forces the rotation from Peace Seller for the confirm, and results in a kill. Duck 9 now left alone in a 1v5 as they approach from an uncovered south stairwell. Just Pete is going to be there. Doesn't detect. Or maybe does, and is going to go for the re-peek. That's going to cost them their life. Doc 9 finds that kill. Maybe now it's time to check the tablet and realize the scenario they're in. A kill. Prompting a C4. Also the rotation coming in here from Lardax to effectively cover the stairs. There's another behind the Lardax as well that can take up Lardax's position if they were to also die on the stairs.
On est bravo 3. Voyons. Bravo 4, excuse.
For those that are in the know, we are currently playing on the live build, so all updates are in effect. You may have seen some of the new guns that have been introduced in the last patch just a few days ago being utilized here in the competitive lobby in the VRML games, no less. Definitely a lot of confidence in these players to be taking that gun, and for me, it's an indicator that it is a strong weapon that we should be seeing more of once we lock in the live build as the official VRML build. Currently, teams have the option to play on the live build or the previous build that they were playing on, and so
2 minutes 35.
we are now on that live build again with all those new guns, new tools. Well, I don't say new tools, but new guns. And as we come down to the final 2 minutes of round one, Doc 9 still has a 4v1 ahead of them. Lardax consistently checking the stairwell is going to make this tough. And, you know, Doc, being the last one alive, almost expecting aggression to come in, but Nordic Tactic are really showcasing here that they are a disciplined defense. They're not going to overextend off of their defensive positions, and Doc 9 may actually find some kind of angle here, utilizing that small pull as cover. Tries to work up, goes for the stand. Lardax sees that and takes shots from the top of the stairwell. There's the re-peek, and now I think everybody should know that Doc 9 is here. The flash comes up and over from both sides. Like Doc caught by that one as they retreat around the corner, and now a reset. Doc has to prone and retake the corner. Definitely getting to be a hard angle to hold here. But Doc is going to prone all the way up these stairs, it seems. And to go back to my point, Nordic Tactic, a very disciplined defense. Both Luton and Lard are waiting as they have that clock, 35 seconds left. They can allow that to tick down. And once Doc finally does have to push up, it's going to be 2 guns barreling down on them. Lardax there gets the trade, but over the top is Luton, and they don't even need Luton. Nordic Tactic lock in the round. Come up 1-0 on map 1. And connection problems continue to plague HFA, but we do see 5 connected now and a new addition, 9 damage done. Quick look here, see if that player is on. They are, not damage done. I mean, and I was wrong. I will stand corrected. I will correct myself. Apologies for being incorrect here. HFA does have that full roster. So they do have 8 and the ability to obviously dip into their reservists as a perfect example of why you need and why it's helpful to have a full roster. In the event that you have a league match coming up or an important game that you want to win, obviously both of these teams searching for W's here. You have that option to bring in someone that is comfortable with your team, that has played with your team already, likely scrimmed with them, and can be easily slotted in to the squad. So HFA bringing 9 damage done in. And for those not in the know, I do mention these teams playing and wanting the win. The reason they want that W is because they are competing to get into the top 8 of the regular season ladder. At the end of a 15-week season, we pit the top 8 players, or top 8 teams in the regular season ladder against each other in a tournament, and the final 3 teams take prizing away from our sponsors. That prize pool now over $7,000 in hardware and cash. Likely to grow as we look to continue to add on more sponsors for the season. But those sponsors are, as you've seen over here on that side, ProTube VR, VR Cover, VR Wear, Asterion, HyperX, VR Master League, and of course our newest addition, Border Foods. If you want to learn more about these sponsors, you can go to vrml.com/sponsors, or to learn more about Border Foods, our newest sponsor edition, you can go to borderfoods.com/VRML. Give all of that information. You you see the disappointment, hear the disappointment in that C4 placement, and also see chaos in the HFA defensive setup there. Both 9 damage in Doc and Russia unsure of the proper play. This Popcorn is going to be the first to run in to action and is now tucked into a dangerous corner. Oh, the flash not far enough. Popcorn catches one. The quick corner peek, though, from Destroyer is there. And a good smoke placement is going to shut down 9 damage done. Doc 9's going to come around with the C4. That's a great toss. Goes undetected in the smoke, and so this could be a very effective C4 deployment here. As Destroyer and Peace set up. There are 2 of 3 left for Nordic Tactic. Lardax able to shut down Russia, getting aggressive. It's all about timing here for the C4. There's Destroyer on the corner. Doc 9 detonates the C4 as soon as the peak comes through, and a quick confirm locks in 1. Fortunate it wasn't 2. Very nice play, really, from P-Seller to stay tucked in. Doesn't see Doc on the objective, and there's the trade. Doc able to draw the gun, find the kill, 1 for 1, and Resible on Doc's side. So HFA prone to finally, or poised, excuse me, to finally get a point here and tie up map 2. Much better looking defense play here from HFA. But we've seen 1v2s come through for Nordic Tactic, and we're not going to factor out Lardax being able to run back a 1v3. A lot of time left at that. 3:20 left on the clock. Checking the inside of the magazines to see how many bullets are in, and then putting them into the gun there. A fresh rifle for Captain Lardax, they're full of ammo as well, as that was a early kill that got locked in. And now as they see two more down teammates, there could be even more utility to utilize. Lard has the flash and is gonna not use it on the corner. Doc's position on objective paying dividends. A good C4 placement and a couple of rifle kills. Lock it in. 5-1 there off the round for Doc, and finally HFA put a point on the board. It took 5 rounds scoring here from Nordic Tactic to finally get to it, but Hell from Above have bounced back, and on their map pick, no less, tie things up 1 apiece. We now change objectives to the market, and we'll see how these two teams square away on a fresh OBJ. With this one, you definitely can get some very fast plays, depending on the spawn and the style of the HFA offense. There are options to be very quickly into the action, and it can be done well as a full team. And so, you know, curious to see if we continue to get this sort of split and conquer strategy, which you would expect on a map like Subway, but if we continue to see that, or if we will see a more aggressive full team press, certainly an option on an objective like this, but definitely challenging as well, as Subway in general just has a ton of C4 placements, kind of different spots that you can tuck a C4 in, make it very hard to identify until it's too late. And we'll have to see what sort of defense we get out of Nordic Tactic. I presume we'll see the C4 being placed here. They've been playing pretty well so far, and now finally losing one. You get to see what they do trying to answer back. Round 3 kicks off on map 2 if you're just tuning in. 2 C4s. I'm gonna watch Luton place this one as it is. One of the more important C4s. Peace Seller getting aggressive on the corner. A very risky play, really one that you almost intend to just sort of result in a trade. If anything, ends up actually getting a full kill for Peace, and they're able to tuck back. Sin of Russia is gonna challenge next here, and there's the kill. A nice rotation from Sin. Confident, pre-firing, expecting them to be in that corner, and it opens up the entry from the Stairwell gang. Popcorn Ranger and Agitated Bard. Question is, will they team kill? Yes, they will.
God, you're an idiot.
It's not a full kill, and Sin of Russia able to live another day. Finds Destroyer, but not before Lardax swings wide and catches another. Knows there 2, but doesn't know there's 3. Agitated Bard finds the refrag. Nordic Tactic down quick on their defenses. It's all of a sudden just Pete and Luton 8 in a 2v2 with Bard right here. 90 damage done. Not quite connected back with the offense as we've had all of this action unfold, but Bard does have the kill. A big pickup at that opens it up into a 1v2. Hell from Above could string 2 points together here. Luton 8 is about to feel pressure from both ends. There's 90 damage done. should be anticipating someone in this corner. It's commonly fragged, commonly cleared. Loot and Nate, here's the footsteps. They're going to beat the catch 90 damage, unexpecting. Gives away the position to the likes of Agitated Bard, though, and you can see them dial in as the reload comes through. Loot and Nate doesn't tuck in time, and Bard finds the kill. HFA string 2 together in a row here, go up 2-1 on their map pick, and maybe are starting to come a little bit more alive here in round number 3 of map 2. Like I said, it didn't feel like the matchup I was anticipating on Arctic, and I just don't think that they were maybe not warmed up. Again, the tech issues definitely impact a team's mentality, and so can't blame them, but they are doing well now to stay in the fights. Locking in that marketplace win on Marsoc is huge. They now go on to defense. They could put 3 together in a row here if they just play a disciplined defense. I think one thing we saw impacting the HF or the Nordic tactic defense was they got aggressive. They started to feel a bit more maybe a bit overconfident. And I don't know now as they go to offense what their strategy will look like. It has been relatively fast, but now that they've lost 2 quick, I don't know if they will stick to that quick tactical play or if they'll go to a more slow and methodical. Always interesting to see the team's reactions, but they are definitely processing all this information, especially at this tier in the ladder. These teams certainly skilled enough to be thinking about all of those additional team tactical, the whole really mental battle that is present there in terms of strategy and counter strategy. You know, for the early, you know, as a new team, bronze in the ladder, I don't expect that. When I see it, it's a pleasant surprise, as some bronze teams do come in very dedicated and focused like that, but it is a rarity that you'll see teams focusing on adjusting their strategies based off of certain plays or trying to anticipate what map picks they will pick and how those will affect the overall round. All stuff that does get factored into map choice and strategy at a level like this. And with 2 fast rounds under their belt, HFA do take a lead for the first time in this series. See what they can do in round number 4 as we kick it off here. Still on marketplace, hell from above on defense. Nordic Tactic go on the attack.
What if he's faking? I had a lot.
Oh, and this could be big. Oh, an interesting C4 place. I wonder if that'll do any damage. But Destroyer playing this aggressive here. Doesn't even prompt the C4 detonation. Doc actually swings to find just the kill. Going to preserve the C4 for what could be, what is going to be, more attackers. Oh, as Peace gets a great grenade toss into the corner there. Doc goes down. Is the C4 going to be detonated, or was that held by, the clacker held by Doc is the question. Don't think that C4 is going to be deployed. And so a great start for both sides, I suppose, as we are now tied 4-4. There is the C4 deployment. Just Pete catches out Sin of Russia. We pop over to the north side for another C4 deployment going out as a res comes through, and Agitated Bard's going to drop off of that C4. It definitely does make things a lot tighter around objective, as both Ranger and 9 damage done are on objective. Bard has to cover
Big alley. Make sure your ass is
what is being called Big Alley, and Agitated Bard now has the line. Now everybody's covering the entry points. They are all set and ready.
And you don't know what I'm talking about. I'm be pissed.
Pop popcorn. I know where Big Alley's at. So,
all right, love you.
the big thing.
And the pressure there. Lunate's going to challenge. 9 damage done.
1 neg.
And there is the kill. 1 negative. For those in the that were curious. Just Pete Lardax making their entry in from the south. It is a 3v3 now, and we're getting too chatty. Drops coverage as Pete flies the corner. More are here, though, and a lot of time for both Lard and Pete to utility their way through and find the over-the-top kill. Pieces on objective. Tablet comes out. 9 damage done is tucked in. Nordic Tactic are looking for 3 here as the code gets entered in, and that is 2 points. 9 damage done, not even recognizing pieces they get in their face. But the coverage being lost on the quote-unquote big lane results in a entry and a cap. Like I mentioned, if a team can get close enough to objective and attack the objective successfully, they get 2 points. And so just like that, a lead that was held from HFA off of a solid 2 rounds crumbles away, and Nordic Tactics stare down the barrel of a series win if they can lock in map 2. We still do play out the 3rd map in the VRML. All rounds won matter. And so at the end of the day, if Hell from Above can manage to win a few more rounds, it'll be very important to how much they lose or gain in rank. You know, if a team wins 10 or 12 to 0, then they will go up the most in rank. Well, I guess technically they could win 15 to 0. They would go up the most in rank possible. If a team wins, I think 8 to 9, can be the closest score, maybe, or a little bit more. But if a team wins and actually loses in rounds, they will still go up in rank, but they will go up less in rank, much less than if they were to get a big W. And so this also works for the losing team. Nordic, if HFA can't secure a round here, they will lose rank no matter what. But that 3rd map is important to be played out, because if they can get more rounds, the loss will impact them less. Hopefully I did well enough explaining that whole bit of the ladder system, but while I did it, I bought enough time for HFA to go back into round number 5 now. As you do the math, the cap came through. Round 5, map 2. HFA's map pick. Their backs against the wall here.
I know you guys do
And we
this
go to a North Stairwell OBJ. One that is typically fast action and chaotic. And yep, there's the nade. Comes up and over and actually detonates the C4 in the hand of Destroyer. A full kill comes through. A C4 defused, and only 2 on objective as P Seller and Just Pete are here trying to prevent the entry off of the smoke. Catch out much, and Pete doesn't have a ton of ammo to utilize, not an LMG, neither does Peace Seller, so they can't just spray and pray rounds through this smoke. Oh wow, Doc actually able to get Luton 8 on the other side, I believe.
Look at his body rolling away. He's a spider.
Gosh, there's still 1 left.
Hey, you hold flank. Let me go down.
Oh, shit.
Popcorn catches 1 on objective defense down to Just Pete. Now there's no one. Lardax has to rotate, and it's a long rotation. Sin of Russia can push up here, and Cap right now on the corner. Sin's gonna cross, get the confirm. Where's the code? Get the cap, 2 points. It gets you the map. Security or Sin of Russia. Tablet out, punching it in. Popcorn punching it in. There it is. Hell from Above. Salvage what could have been a terrible map 2 for them, and ultimately push this series forward to a map 3 decider. A great play from Nordic, from Hell from Above, and not so great defense from Nordic Tactic. We've been seeing a disciplined and solid D from this Nordic Tactic squad so far, but you know, once you lose your on-objective defense, you have to crash. And even then, once you start to lose them, you have to rotate. But we didn't see that happen fast enough. And with several people punching in the code, the cap comes through for map number 2. And a great answer back from Hell From Above. Literally the best answer back they could have possibly put together, as they bounce back from being capped on themselves and then take the map. We are here for the full boat, the entire series. It all comes down to map number 3. The series decider. You always love to see it. And like I mentioned, Hell From Above, now that they have taken this to a map 3, if they can win here, we'll take the series, obviously. Winning 2 maps wins you the series. And so Nordic Technique, also looking to lock this one in. Coming off of a great map start, they then struggled a bit on map 2, making it certainly difficult for the likes of HFA, but map 3 now takes us to Bazaar, and we stick to the close quarters theme of this series. Not branching off in the slightest. And as we are in this in-between phase of maps, I'll take a quick break and take a gander at folks that have been hanging out in chat. The Wicked Talks, The Sickness, Chewy, The Boss, Octomini, and a few more dropping in here today to say hello. Also, again, a shout out to everyone tuning in on Facebook, YouTube, or Horizon Venues. If you don't know what Horizon Venues is, it is a app you can go ahead and download for free on your Quest or Quest 2. You can pop in and enjoy watching these games on a massive movie theater-like screen with other folks who enjoy watching VR esports. It's a really cool way to socialize and enjoy your favorite teams playing VRML action. So, with that, let's get back into the action. Round number 1 of map 3, the series decider, kicks off. HFA on defense, Nordic Technique on attack.
Yeah, it's my Xbox generated name.
Yeah,
That was when I was born.
I would have capped too. I put the code in at the same time you did. Hey,
And I think we got a little inside info there.
EMP,
Agitated
come
Bar 98, an Xbox generated name. It definitely seems like one. Bard is certainly a generated name that they would throw in there, but fun facts coming through at the start of the round. HFA clearly keeping it lighthearted, which is something I always love to point out. Even at the top tier, teams are enjoying themselves playing in these games, and it's simply because they get to play good quality Onward. That's what they're after. They like to play against good teams, and right now they are having a great time. Again, as we are into a good bit of a back and forth. Sin of Russia looking for those early picks, can't lock it in, drops back off, and Nordic Technique. Or Tactic, I do have it wrong up there. I knew that was me. Dang it. Get to see some behind the scenes, everybody. There it is. A quick change. Nordic Tactic updated there. Apologies to the team. I didn't mean it.
Jesus Christ, Doc. Come on, man.
Maybe they could change to Nordic Technique as well. A Nordic Tactical Technique. Then you're getting all those IQUEs in there. Tactical isn't. There's the new gun getting utilized by Just Eat. Doesn't connect with Popcorn Ranger, who tucks back in. And the silencer definitely is nice. The built-in silencer minimizes that sound profile, but it's not enough to minimize it from the ears of Sin of Russia, who is approaching and challenging the duo. Lardax and Sin on the hole in the wall, cannot connect. And Lardax gonna find the final kill into that battle. Makes it a 1-for-1 trade. And prompts me to sift over to Popcorn Ranger, who should be up next in the action. As they are covering a lot of audio comms right now. fake nade toss over the top. Does get loot nade out, but not enough. Doc, meanwhile, catching the kill to confirm there. Doc, another on Lardax coming in from the hallway. And Nordic getting cut down to just 2.
That's maybe 3 dead. I bet Russia probably killed somebody, just didn't want to speak up.
Push continues. Doc trades on the Destroyer. That's going to be a full kill as well. So it's all up to loot nade in a 1v2. And we've seen Nordic Tactic win these 1v2s. So Hell from Above cannot get lazy here. They have 3 minutes left to work with. Loot nade all the time they need. An unfortunate desk pop there, providing a little bit of information. Minutes now on the clock. The time is ticking down. I wonder what sort of utility options they have available. It doesn't seem like they're looking for any off their dead friend here. If anything, are going to be going for a sort of a challenge down the hallway. Get pretty close to objective, but you ultimately do have to push out into a bit of a wider space. It is oftentimes covered. You can see damage done there, taking a quick gander at that larger space. And really, it's the right lane to take. Not a great coverage here from both 9 Damage and Agitated. They don't have great eyes down that alleyway. And Damage just took some accidental shots, and so that's going to give away their corner position to Luton. And if Damage overpeaks this, could be death. Luton does not connect and quickly drops off at that angle. Here comes the reset, but time is ticking down. Only a minute left to do this, and Damage done should hear these footsteps. Oh. I like that. Although the smoke doesn't go, I think, where they were hoping for. I have to continue their rotation. 45 seconds left, and actually this could pay off. They could catch that kill through the door. Onto Damage done. There's the connection. Agitated Bard now alone in a 1v1, but Luton 8's looking to get this round locked in as they fly the corner. Bard catches the kill. A big pickup from Hell from Above. They do not want to start off on Nordic Tactics map down 1-0, and so a solid defensive round there to put up on the board for HFA. But a near comeback there from Nordic Tactic, or dare I say Technique. Their technique nearly paying off as the 1v2 almost worked, and I love to see again this close battle. It's, I suppose, what I expected when I looked again at the score lines, the stats. These two teams close in skill, played before, and it was close then. So unless they had developed significantly over the course of 3 or 4 weeks of play, then we were also expected, or should have expected another one close battle here, and we are in for that now. Although it's maybe a little bit too early to say. It is Nordic Tactics map pick, but HFA have kicked it off 1-0. They go on the attack. If they get a fast spawn, this objective can be attacked very quickly. Aggression could result in chaos, could result in success for a Marsoc attack, and so matter of now waiting for HFA to plan their strategy in the 1.5-minute timer between rounds and then execute on that strategy. I mentioned them once, I'll mention them again. You've seen them on the screen. Our sponsors help contribute to the VRML in all kinds of ways, whether it's through the prize pool or through hardware like this, the HyperX Quadcast S. A great HyperX mic, obviously the quality of my voice coming through crisp and clear. Delivered to you by the high-quality HyperX mic. In we go for the next round as we swap sides and Nordic Tactic go on the defense. See what sort of strategy they throw out here. As it seems to me, not sure what they're doing there. Destroyer not even moving out of spawn. The other two still on a rotation, and Nordic Tactic playing an interesting defensive rotation there. Maybe looking for spawns and not finding them. And Peace can't connect there. They try to sell some bullets down to the way of Russia and Popcorn Ranger, but no purchasers. Russia, on the other hand, very close to objective. Has to detonate a C4 within the first minute. One you'd typically like to save a little bit later when you're potentially off objective, but not the case here. And as Luton 8 gets aggressive on the wall, another kill gets confirmed. Destroyer finds Bard through the hole, and that may give them a bit of false confidence because 9 damage done still here. We'll have to keep an eye on that rotation, as well as the other two. Both Popcorn Ranger and one way over in the north. Doc 9. Should be a little bit of time before HFA is set up and comfortable for the attack.
It's you, me, and damage.
Oh, and there goes that surprise. I thought 9 damage done really would have an opportunity to catch off Destroyer, but Destroyer here rotates and sees one. Continues to fight 9 damage. In the meanwhile, a kill gets locked in through the center over towards Kayad, and ooh, really aggressive swing there from Peace Seller. They are lucky they don't go down. If Peace Seller were to die, on objective defense is gone. And really, it is a weak point here for this Nordic tactic. There could be a cap on this objective. This objective, highly capable, is pushed in from this front side. And so Lardax now has to rotate back. 90 damage done is there and waiting, it seems. And Lardax goes down. Can't get over to objective. Now it's just Peace Seller on OBJ. Destroyer far away. And there's the kill on objective. Popcorn Ranger has to charge, but they don't know that. And Destroyer should be aware that they are the final defender if they check their tablet enough, but they don't seem to be checking. They're instead concerned about the effects that 90 damage done could have on them over here. And to lose, I mean, wow, there is a huge lack of coverage here. I'm still watching Destroyer to see them check the tablet, but they have not. Oh, man, and all this time ticking away as Popcorn finally pushes up towards objective, but still takes it slow. And again, time for Destroyer to check the tablet here, but they have not. I still don't think they've realized they are the only defender. You would not be holding this position on this objective if you knew that information. And so a big opportunity presenting itself here for Ranger. They can freely walk up to this objective, tablet out, and punch in this code. And it's what they are going to do, but they can't believe that is being given to them here as Ranger now gets close. Destroyer finds the kill, and the code gets punched in. HFA, for the second time this series, capitalize off of the mistakes of the Nordic tactic defense and manage to lock in a commanding 3-0 lead on our Map 3 series decider. I, of course, maybe a little bit more critical with the bird's eye view, simply because I can see everything. But, you know, especially after gunshots from a teammate or an enemy, you want to check your tablet to gain information, to see, do I have my teammates alive? When you will sometimes see out of the back pocket, players can pull out a tablet. On the tablet, it shows a small range of the map, but on the outer edges, it'll show you green dots, indicating general location of your team in relation to you on your small piece of the map that is being displayed on the tablet. And so sometimes the players will pull out the tablet and sort of use it like a radar to move back and forth and see where in the general area your friends are. if you don't see any dots, as an example, you know you're the only one left alive. And so oftentimes you'll see players check their tablet, panic, and run to objective, realizing they're the last player alive. And for the second time here in this series, Nordic Tactic have unfortunately had one left alive and very far away from OBJ. I don't know if it was the same person twice. I don't believe it was. But it has cost them 2 maps now. Well, not yet. They still have the ability to play this out. Although we do go to the map and series point for HFA. Nordic Tactic on the attack, switching objectives to Humvee. One that is capable. So we'll see what we get out of the Canadian squad as we go back into the action for round number 3 on map 3.
C'est pas facile.
Early shots being exchanged here. It seems to
they're
be
in second
just
story, middle Bazaar.
spray through penetrable wood there from Sin of Russia, and that's not spray. Doc 9 goes down twice. Popcorn Ranger able to catch another as Lardax is there looking for more and flies out to miss the shots. Nordic Tactic down to 3. HFA suffering a disconnect, also down to 3. You're now into a 3v2. Nordic Tactic and not able to cross this street, getting cut down as Sin of Russia gets aggressive. To me, they have an idea that Peace Seller is here inside.
He's still in the second floor building.
Oh, and they're going to call it out. That's going to give info for Peace Seller, who does tuck off. There's the swing out to the outer edge. Russia finds the trade, and it's a full kill. Now we're into the 2v1, and there's the confirm from 9 damage done. HFA finally get their momentum going, and in map 3 come alive to the full extent. And what seems to be, to me, surprise Nordic Tactic with a map 3 W and a series win. Couldn't have been a closer series overall on the scoreline as we end the day 8-7, with Hell from Above taking those both round wins and map wins. They will go up in rank while Nordic Tactic will go down, and that is that for the series. Incredibly fun one to tune into, and one that I am happy to be able to present to the venues and wider squad. Interesting to note, a very fast game coming in at around an hour and 5 minutes of gameplay. That is a incredibly fast 3 maps, but it is obviously a result of a 4-0 on Arctic, which was very fast, and a very fast 4-0 on Bazaar. Hell from Above almost doing what Nordic Tactic did to HFA on Arctic, just not giving them a chance to bounce back or even collect themselves, oddly enough, on their map pick. So really a great job from HFA to make this thing a W for them, but a hard-fought series from both teams, and one that I am happy to have cast here to everyone that was enjoying the action tonight. A reminder to tune in tomorrow at 12 p.m. PST for a big EU battle, boss fight versus No Fun Intended. One you are not going to want to miss. Should be super exciting to catch. Definitely going to be another good one like tonight was. And with that, I have nothing else. You've seen the sponsors. We've shouted them out. I've said hello to all of you fine folk tuning in. And I've delivered a high-quality VRML game. So, with that, I will be signing off. My name has been Nightfire with 2 E's. I appreciate everybody that has been stopping by. And until tomorrow at 12 p.m. PST, stay classy.